I've been working hard on building the wall here and the shelving framework, and I nearly finished constructing the framework, so I thought I'd make a video to show you what I've done. It's custom built, so obviously I've not been able to work off a design, and it's not shelving or wall or cupboards or anything that I can just, you know, put in the van and screw to the van. It's all permanently fitted to the van, and because I'm not dealing with straight walls and straight ceilings, and there's you know, strange things to take into account, like the beams here, the seat belt here, I've had to literally design it one stick at a time, one bit of wood at a time. You know, decide where one thing is going to go, and then I can work on to the next thing, and then the next thing, the next thing, and that's how it's gone. And actually it's worked out really well. I'm just going to go through what I did, how I did it. Try to remember the steps that I took, just in case you want to do the same thing. The first thing I had to do was decide how wide this wall was going to be. And I had to sit in my seat, and Losty had to hold up a stick of wood here, and so that I could see in my mirror if it was obstructing my rear view. And so that's when I knew where that one was going to go. So then I fitted that one, and I just used some no nails, and oh yeah, I've still got to put a bracket, a metal bracket, to screw that into the top there. But it's very solid. I mean, to be honest, the whole thing holds itself, but there's so many fittings. And but once I've completely finished all the framework, I'm going to go over it and put some strategic, strong screws and hinges in. But for now, it's very solid already. So anyway, that was the first thing that I did. Fitted that nice and straight. Using a square, metal square, where is it? That thing, because obviously you can't use a spirit level because you don't, oops, sorry, you don't know if the van is parked level. So, and then after I had that one up, I went across here, I fitted that. You have to do some angles, there's an angle there, and then I just put a couple in there. That's going to have some board on. I'm going to probably have a shelf coming out here, and then a shelf at the back going into the cab area, and that shelf can go all the way to the end there. Then what did I do? Then I went across here, fitted that one, again a little bit of an angle, just above, fitted it just above the seatbelt fitting. This is going to be the overhead shelves are going to come to here, so that's going to have board on. I'm going to fit some board onto that. So I'm going to have board on here as well. It's all going to be boarded up. I'm going to have a mirror there. This is going to be a kind of vanity area, and the board will have to come, you know, with a little bit of a hole there for the seat belt to move about. And what did I do? Gosh, yeah, just build this up for extra support. It's really solid. Put one up to here, then up to there, and then up to there. It's just, you just build it up until it's solid enough. I didn't put that one in until later on, until I knew how deep I wanted the shelves to go, because that's for the support for the shelves. And then once I'd finished the wall and that part, then I needed to think about the overhead shelves. So I then did that stick of wood all the way over to the beam, and that's fitted with no nails and metal bracket. There, look. And then I knew how long that one had to be, because I could measure there. Got a gigantic hand, look. And then I could do that. And as long as you make sure that you've got the measurements right and you cut very straight, all I've used is one of those things, then it should all fit and all be nice and square it's all ended up nice and straight and square. Then once you've got that rectangle at the front, you can put the middle support up, and then you have to follow it back to the wall. Just make sure you've got a nice square there, a right angle, and I've just used a metal bracket there, and that's really strong. And then, gosh, what did I do next? Oh yeah, then I did that one to the back, and that's fitted with 2 metal brackets. And then then I knew with this support coming down, to match the depth of this, I then knew you know, where this back stick was going to go. And I also wanted to make sure this is kind of vertical, fitting that so it's kind of vertical, and this means that there's a gap here between the back of the cupboard and the top of the window, and that's good because I'm going to fit the curtain track to there, and that means that the top of the curtains will be hidden. I wanted to go a bit lower because I wanted to make the cupboards bigger, because they're not that big anyway. So, and it's all right to hide the top of the window. It's fine. It's not a problem. And but I didn't want to go all the way to the back, you know, touching the window, which is what I've seen in some videos. Because if you need to get behind there, you know, now I can still. It's still possible to get into these holes. I'm not going to be blocking those up. I've seen some videos where people block them up, but it's going to be still be possible to get into there and to, you know, do work on the window if need be. And I'll quickly show you the other. Oops, God! Look at the state of this place. God, the camera keeps switching off. Sorry about that. So this is the cupboard, all the way across. Tucked all the way to the back, secured really well at the back, into the metal. I think this cupboard, the shelf, I'm going to keep as one, because then I can put big things in there, like maybe guitar. And again, here I just followed from there to there, just measured from there to there, and cut another stick the same length, and I knew that the size of that, well, I thought I did, and then I realised that the ceiling slopes, so I had to cut 2 centimetres off the length of that one to make it all level, so it kind of it slopes down a little bit, but the bottom is level. That's the important bit. And so when I got those 3 sticks, I attached them to each other, and then attached them to that part, and then over there, attach them to there. Let you know how I get on, and show you how it looks when it's finished. Bye!